Okay, so for everybody not knowing what a stipulation draft is, we're basically making up a rule on top of every other draft rule. So a made-up rule that we have to follow. And this week's is no creatures allowed. Alright, what is up? It is Sunday Fun Day, and we're gonna make this a thing from now on. So every Sunday we're gonna do something stupid or weird. The other weekend we did only rares, or take every rare, play every rare. This weekend stipulation, no creatures allowed. So we're not allowed to pick or play any creatures. Shall we? I'm playing this on a bronze account, but when we hit the mark, 5k subscribers, I'm gonna do a stipulation on my main account. So all the haters complaining, on 5k subs, we're doing this for real on a real account in Mythic. Let's go. No creatures allowed. Okay. The rare is a creature. Zach is a creature. This is a creature. So all the best cards are creatures in the pack. What do we do? Okay, I have a little bit of a concept. I always have a little bit of a strategy. So I was thinking like either equipments. Equipments are not creatures. So we're bypassing that. And then we want to look at archetypes that utilize equipments really well. So we need a deck that can win without creatures, right? So either like some white lane or even like wizard's lane, like black red or something. And I kind of happy taking that black mage's rod because that can be a win condition. We can maybe get lucky enough and pick enough of these equipments that are technically not creatures, right? But they make tokens. I'm taking a black mage's rod. Ooh, and then we follow it with one of the better ones. Technically not a creature, right? So we are actually quite on maybe taking the best card right now in the pack. Thunder Magic is great. We could play counter spells. We can still play removal. So as long as we get enough of these equipments, that could be interesting. So there's a revelation that I can take. Just follow down that lane. I think red, black. We can even switch off of red maybe. Or black. But now if I'm taking a black card, I'm just adding on black. I could go higher on these equipments. Maybe we go into other colors like Thief Knife has a powerful effect. Or something like a Retrieve will make a creature that can eventually attack. So I think all of these three are interesting picks. And I think we need to go higher also on these creature effects because otherwise we won't get enough to finish the game. Would be interesting to get like a mill win condition or something. And maybe we can also like Katana. I think it's relatively splashable even. So cannot take Ultros, which is a card I would really like, especially in blue-black. And we cannot take the Elder. Something that would be a non-creature would be Magitech Armor, which leaves us open to maybe white-black or red-white. I cannot take the red. Take Blitzball. I'm actually gonna go with Magitech. There's a removal as well. But this is a vehicle, it's not a creature. Everything negate counters is valid for this stipulation. Ooh, and then we get cornered by black mages. That card is excellent. Would be funky if we end up in like a... I don't know, the other day I had like a 5-off cornered by black mages deck. Would be funky if this happens in this draft. It is Sunday, so I think those cards get underrated on Sundays, even though this is one of the best commons in this set. So it's a signal no matter what. Okay, then I'm going with Suplex, just a cheap removal. A spell called Mountain Chocobo would give us a creature, again. Thinking outside of the box here, would give us a creature and would give us a spell for all the triggers. So an interesting pick, but I'm going with Suplex. I think finding enough cheap stuff will be a challenge because we're only allowed to play these cheap equipments then. Cannot take a Wyvern. But there's a Water Crystal, which would be a non... That would be a fun win condition. We could build it just as a removal heavy deck. But I might just go here because we have such a good red-black start with Suplex. So I think we're on this. Not the greatest card, but I think if you curve out, it's serviceable. But this would be fun, going down that route. It's a little bit hard now. Like blue-black, maybe this is a win condition, like a pure control deck. Cannot take Hectice, cannot take this, but I guess Pandora or Sword, both are cheap. But we might not get enough actual creatures. to make that good. So I'm taking Pandora because it is expensive, but it does something relevant, right? It can trade for a card. This is something you just have to think about what a card trades for, and this can trade for a real card even though it's expensive. Okay, cannot have the Siet, so we're getting like into a really weird territory here. Could go here or could take the land. I'm not really high on the land, so maybe in case we end up in green, we have access to a non-creature spell that makes a creature. Or even splash it, I don't know. None of these are great. This maybe for a weird... What about the weird like prowess rapier deck? But there's also a word map which would help me splash. But this is like, would be interesting. I mean, what non-creature spells are we splashing? I'm taking this Blitz Shot. This looks actually... Maybe if black is not there. What about like a red-green creature-less prowess decks with these combat tricks? On the rapier, it looks quite insane to give that trample. Okay, so we gotta pick it here, but we're not allowed to play it. I'm just taking like creature. I guess I could have taken a land. Never mind. I should have been taking lands in this spot, but we're not playing that, so no worries. But you can get into a situation. Oh my! You can get into a situation where there's only creatures, right? But yeah. I mean, the whole point of this is for me to suffer here, right? We cannot take Arden, chat. We have to pass Arden. So like treachery it is. Even if we go red-green, we don't get a creature. I think this is a more fun route, the red-green route, but there's nothing for us. Maybe Fire Crystal that is honestly just a bad card. So maybe we're sticking to black-red. It is the easier route, to be fair. But we might win more games, which is also kind of fun. And then we're passing a Squall, which we could splash. It is what it is. So Choco Kick would go here, but I think with Fatal Push being a non-creature spell and such an efficient removal, I'm quite happy to just draft Black Red. Laughing Mat would be alright. Imagine playing a Phyton. Does not work in this stipulation. Passing another rare Satch. Yikes. All the rares are creatures. All the insane cards are creature. Venet is a great card. It's double white though. I cannot take Elder. Cannot take the Saga, even though Sagas like in other sets would be non-creatures. In this set, Sagas are creatures. So Sorcery's scheme's alright. We're actually in a really weird spot where we're really lacking stuff to attack, stuff to win. We do have really good spells though. That is a positive. And that's another good spell that we're taking. Okay, taking Treachery. Cannot take much else. Like Ice Magic on the splash, a land for potential. Like maybe that's a route. Splash, like if we need more win conditions, splash the Chocobo thingy. How insane was our normie red-black look? It's crazy. But we are where we are. Treachery is great. Another creature that I cannot take. And a good one, actually. Okay, creature. So it's like a good one. A good one, like not complaining. The only real option we have. I'm glad we didn't pursue green because there's no green cards. But we're getting a playable and technically a creature-less creature, which are important here. Okay, Scheme can make for a loop. Like we can loop removal. Basically how this works is you play one Scheme and then you exile it. Second time and then you return it, right? And then you have two more schemes and return on the last flashback you return the other scheme from the exile, right? Because it counts exile cards. So that can be our win condition. Just log them down and maybe mill them out or ping them. So that's a good one. Like that's a funky win condition. Double sorcery scheme if we have enough removal. Cannot play the Marlborough, which would be a solid card. We could take the land because I don't think we need the haste magic that badly. Could take the land to potentially get Magitech Arbors, which is a relatively decent beater if we're really lacking something to finish the game. Sword works. I mean, now I'd rather just play the sword, right? And here's an interesting one. This doesn't get anything back, but it can be like a 7 damage out of nowhere for 5 mana, like a Lava Axe. Create a token that's a copy. That won't work really, right? We need creatures to copy. And we can only copy 1/1s. just in case. Squall would be, by the way, free. Laughing Mat, easy. We have a lot of flashback as well. So we can discard stuff like Revelation is value. Sometimes you want to discard Sorcery Scheme if you need lands or something. Man, Elder would be great in this deck. Well, we have to take a creature, which we cannot play. So I'm just putting it in the sideboard. Blitzball. This is a win condition to shuffle your deck back in. I can get behind that. I don't know. We won't have any legendary, so Blitzball doesn't really, like, it's just Rams. But this can be like mono removal. Shuffle your deck in. The classic control win condition. Well, we cannot play infantry. I took it even though we had a land to choose from. But okay. Ooh. Lance, is that splashable? It is a non-creature, but we would have to splash it. What else is there? Well, this is also a non-creature. But it doesn't, like, the flashback part doesn't work. A Lance is weird on the splash, because what are we putting it on? But it is a splashable card, if you ask me. We don't kind of need it that badly. So could take 2/2/2s if that's good enough. I don't know. Again, like, it's a 4-mana 2/2/2s. Let's take the Lance. Let's take the Lance. We have 2 lands already for it. Yeah, we're actually quite in a weird situation here where maybe I gotta take this Rapier just to have something early. I mean, Battle Menu is playable and it's a good removal. And we have a Lance. I guess I'm going here. We might build it more controlly. With schemes, I think would be funky to go down this route. Exalt this artifact, shuffle all non-end cards from your graveyard into your library. You gain life equal to number. I might do that for the funsies, like a pure control deck. Get ready for a long video. And this is like a good splash, like late stage removal and a potential creature. So could take a land here, could take one of these. So I'm gonna go here for the funsy route. We have a land. Taking a land makes sense. We don't really need. I mean, Rapier is not a control card, is the issue. It would be easier maybe to go aggressive, but I'm overcomplicating it now. But we're going here. We're going down the white lane. Yikes! Nothing. Really nothing. Cannot take these creatures. I'll take a land, whatever. There's literally nothing playable here. Maybe this on the splash. No. That's a gift. Corner Black Mages. Excellent. We want as many of those as possible, but I guess there just weren't many because they are going late. There's that, which would be great, but cannot play, for instance, a card like Esper thingy, which it's medium either way. Ooh, there's a Black Mages Rot. So maybe we go full control mode. Minus, because Rapier is weird in this deck. I mean, it's weird in any deck. I think it's just like a low impact card, but this is a great pickup. And then Map makes sense. Like, we cannot play these two either way, but Map with now the mana that we have available. So I don't hate Light Up the Stage because it's going to be pretty easy to trigger it. Light Up the Stage gets you potentially 2 cards. I mean, we have some expensive stuff, but we can be really careful how we use it. So nothing we can play, take a land. 2 life land, but this we can play, but it's hard to crew. I'm just taking a ramen. Maybe we just need like a kind of cantrip to get to enough playables, because we're not quite there, right? 3 lands, it's 20 playables. You could play 18 lands in this because we're decent at value, but okay. I think the sword makes more sense over Rapier. Again, we're looking to be maybe more control-y. Rapier is just such a low impact card again. Like, I'm playing armor probably as well. I'd rather be more expensive but have more impactful cards. Taking that but cannot play it. Taking the merchant but cannot play it, even though I could take a land. But again, we're not playing those cards. It's all fine. 22. If we go control, I'm playing the elixir. It doesn't replace itself or anything, but it's literally, we can go infinite with schemes, get removal back once we have the mana and keep on dealing with the board, and then elixir wins. Probably in bronze, people will concede. That's fine. A win is a win, right? This deck looks solid and it's funky enough with the elixir. I'm adding the Pandora thingy. Why not? Some surveil doesn't hurt. It's a real removal. And 17 lands plus word map. I mean, that's a little bit sketch because we're relatively cheap, but I guess like a cantrip is not bad. It triggers all the mages stuff. And that kinda is similar to playing 18 lands, right? Because you go a card deeper if you draw that, assuming you have the mana to cast the Ramen. But yeah, 1 planes. So this is 8. This is 7. But map makes it like, we need more black. Map makes it so it's like 9, 8. And this is, well, it's 16 lands. How did I count that? I minus that. So this is closer to 18. Are we fine with that? We have Laughing Mat. And we have these infinite values with schemes, so I think mana is important. It's important to hit your land drops. Okay, perfect mana. Perfect mana. I love these lands for our Sunday fun day. They just look as bad as the deck looks. Okay, keep. Pretty decent hand though. We can save. I mean, we will probably play 1 now. I don't know, like the pinks might matter, but... So I think... the Pandora thingy makes more sense than the Elixir. Even though Elixir is tapped, but yeah. Opponent on green-white, which usually means aggro. I don't want to play versus too many aggro decks. I think we're pretty good versus slower decks though. Ooh, I can go that. Pretty annoying creature, by the way. Yeah, let's start attacking in the air. Maybe we just turn this into an aggro hand rather than... Control, even though Elixir is a little bit awkward there. The poison bypasses the life gain. Okay, Oppo attacks. There's some lag in Arena today. The servers are acting weird. But also opponent is taking their time. Zach. Zach with this is pretty annoying. Okay, Arena, come on. I think the servers are just acting weird today. Get these 2 down. We're just gonna curve out and then see what we do with Laughing Mat. How weird does it look from opponent's standpoints of like first time this card got cast in this format probably. But it does make sense honestly in this deck to some degree. It's like a win condition to not mill out before opponent does if the game ever goes into the sorcery scheme plan. I think the servers are laggy. Opponent might time out, which I really don't want to happen. I want this to be a content. Okay, now the timer ran out finally, but they were clicking through something. Okay, looks like they either disconnected or don't want to play. Okay. I mean, I'm glad this is over. Too bad we didn't get to play real Magic, but waiting is a pain. Unfortunate for the opponent. It must be a disconnection or something. Huh. Okay. Gotta keep. We have white spells for a change here. Decent amount of 2 drops. If we get a black source, that's insane. This hand is pretty insane. We also have the Surveil. Ooh, tap land. Let's go. Yeah, arena servers are a little bit weird today. So probably we'll have to finish this. Look at that. Look at how long it takes. So we'll have to finish this later. It's just a pain. This match might be a little bit rough to watch, but let's play it out. And then I'll wait a little and record later. But this is a 2-drop into nothing opponent. I mean, our 2-drop into them playing nothing. We're just cooking now. We're just going aggro. To be fair, this deck would win the games in Mythic. Okay, yeah, the lag. Okay, they play a rare that's gonna die to this. What? That's the best cornered by mages right there. Could wait with that for an extra pink. So maybe we just play it out. I don't know, there's like enough to do with re-equipping and stuff. It's a good card, but feels like on the splash. Okay, land, just attack. Oh no, opponent, no. That's not gonna work like that. Just work. Okay, there we go. There we go. Scry upkeep, but we want to play that out, and I don't want to keep a land on top, so... Okay, they go to 5, but that still is lethal in my books. So go here. This is already 4 damage plus then from the attacks. So I think that's game. If the arena servers are gonna handle this. Okay, come on, come on. So again, excuse me for these like laggy games. I'm gonna give it a break. Hopefully later on I'll get to play. I guess Arena doesn't like fun on Sundays. I really want to play normie games. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a... I'm editing a lot of stuff out, so it might still look somewhat watchable. Okay, so Arena is working way better now. I think we should be fine. And this should go smoother. We have a word map, 2 lands. A really cheap hand. Wow, this deck is just good. This is like a proper deck. I'm gonna wait with word map. I'd rather just be tempo efficient, deal with a 2-drop. Play something Oppo. Oh, I mean, why not? One of the better 2-drops. So go here, get the raw down, and then we just cook from here. Like, we're just curving out. Maybe we're not a control deck after all, even though we still have that plan for late game. Well, corner makes this a little bit awkward. I think we still use it for efficiency, because they might sack that. That's really good. And then we can double spell. It's just the efficiency is a huge reason. If they sack the 1-3, we get 2 damage in as well. Because this is gonna be an away for, I mean, until they block with it, I guess, but yeah. Okay, annoying X3s. We're battling versus a real deck now. Elixir a little bit off here, but okay. Okay, we have 3 mages. I'm just dealing with Octopus. It's too annoying. Even though we're not really blocking, I could tag deal with Sahagin, but then... No, never mind. I mean, to be fair, we really don't have a lot of creatures, so maybe Octopus Stab is not that relevant, but... Okay. This is also 6 damage in hand. So they have to be really careful how they attack either way. And this will gain some life. We want some card draw. Revelation would be neat. Or another one. This is what? 9 damage. Fair. Yeah, I'm dealing with it. I mean, at this point I think waiting benefits us. Probably play both out, because like they want to deal with those, and now we have the triggers, and then fetch upkeep to thin the library. What is that? Look at this. Every card is a lightning bolt. They're on 5 life. What? This deck is just broken. I don't even think like Arden would make this deck better is the crazy part. So maybe we benefited from not getting baited into Arden. Like we just don't never get to that stage of the game. That's the whole goal. I'll just fetch black. I don't think we have a double red card. But we might get another corner here or something. Which is just lethal, by the way. Look at that. This is just lethal. Unless they have a shock. But they would have dealt with those, right? Okay. Clap, clap, clap. We accidentally drafted the most busted deck in the format. To be fair, those stipulations give you an idea sometimes. They lead you into uncharted territories because you have to be creative. Look at that, we got up paired versus a real gold gamer. Great hand again. Really good hand. Okay. That nerfs our stuff a little bit. So you have to decide what to do here, because I could deal with it so the corner get better. Which I think is actually legit here. The rot also... The rot also potentially attacks next turn, so it pushes more damage through than if we wait with it to get the triggers. Like, these are weird decisions, but I think they make sense. Yeah, we're not getting the best creatures out of our sack and removal, but fine. Okay. Running out of gas. We're getting something back though twice. So I guess it's just those cornered by mages to get as many tokens as possible. I don't want things to get countered. So let's attack first. Although if they have a removal, we lose a trigger. I'll just do it. I mean, Syncopate gets us, but they are splashing. Blue, maybe. But this is the bronze gaming here. You get these like awkward curves. Like that doesn't really happen in Mythic. People play stuff, people have stuff usually. Although it could be that they have a removal and they don't want to use it, but that would be still weird. Okay, so they get something back. We're actually in an insane shape. We got like now twice that. That's relatively fine. Well, that's not fine. Because that's in the way of our sack. Okay, so yikes, have an issue. I'll go here still. It's two damage. This would be one more, but they're only sacking a 1/1. Now they will obviously trade, but that's +1 damage. Okay, they're on 10. So this is not out of reach, even if they get Muldrota here and can start doing quite some insane stuff, but it's still slow. Yikes. So I'll sack the 1/1 since it doesn't attack, and then we can equip and go cornered next turn into probably another corner. I don't know. Don't have like a targeted removal right now. Okay, this deals with Muldrota. That's kind of sick. So I'll equip and set up for more mages. This is still 2 triggers. And next turn we can deal with Muldrota, even though they will get a land, but I mean, that's fine. They're not really... We're not under pressure. So we have all the time to ping them out. Schemes into... That's 3 damage now, 6. So technically this is 3... this is 9 damage together, but we need some time. Well, that gains them life. 2 life to be exact. It's fine. So I guess I got a corner here. Yeah, I'll just do that. I think we have enough triggers. And I'll be efficient, deal with the 3-2, so they need to just not gain too much life, basically. This also prevents some damage, because they want to be finishing the game. And now we have 3 + 4, since we have enough mana. If we get another line, we can cast it twice. It just gains life, and that's -2. It's half our life total, but they gotta discard Omega now if they don't have anything else. So I'll just go here. I guess it's the same, but we have more mana open in case Syncopate. Nice. Look at how many triggers that is. How crazy is that? And now Hectice, no, it's not even bad here for us because we just cast it from the yard and it's pretty much the same. Have another removal. Overkill. Funny is how bad removal is versus our deck as well. It's not the worst, but it doesn't really lead anywhere. We're still gaining value from our spells, from equipment. Okay. They land out. Yep. But they're not getting that much. Well, I guess there's some awkwardness because we cannot equip first. So we need to get another spell. Which is basically our whole deck, so as long as we're not getting 2 lands. Yep, you're good enough. It's 1 mana now because we dealt damage. That's why this light up the stage works so well with wizards. Okay, this deck is, yeah, is really good, I would say. Is this good enough? This is like such a medium hand, but it has enough cheap stuff, I think, and then whatever we draw. Okay. This we need to deal with on 2. Let's see what they can follow. White Mage's Staff. Yeah, this is gonna be rough. Now we're getting into an aggro territory. So definitely want to deal with infantry. I think we want to use that because like, dealing with equipments is legit. And then we can get stuff going. Being on the draw. Like the life gain is just unfair there. It's like really bad for us. 3 cards, Zack, and that. Okay. We're gonna do that because either we get it's fine. Probably sack the 1/1. And then we have... could start with Sword and then these 2. It might be a bad matchup just because these White Mage's Staffs are so good. And they have a lot of spare bodies for the sack to not matter. Doesn't protect an equipment. Okay. Ooh, that's huge. Yeah, I'll go these 2 and deal with Warrior Sword. I think Warrior Sword is just too good here. We have gone that, but we take too much damage if they have removal. Okay, luckily we dealt with the sword. But yeah. Hard matchup. And their deck looks really, really focused. I want to deal with that because just dealing with bodies now that they have cheap re-equips. The pings don't matter that much. We need to adopt a different role. To deal with stuff and then get to our value plan, which is honestly like not really that great versus what they are doing because they can just reattach the equipments. Yeah, now the infantries. We would need something like fire magic, which we don't have. Okay, so I'm blocking here. At this point, they're gonna sack the Zag, but we gotta get past that. I think we just have to deal with most of the stuff they have. No, cheap removal wouldn't be bad. Such flooding out. But I wanted to say cheap removal wouldn't be bad because we would deal with infantry. Yeah, I think this is over. Stingy is attacking through our creatures. I'm gonna wait till we draw. They could have like, that could be their only infantry as well. Well, they had one already. Never mind, there's more. There is more. I don't think we overcome that. Do we have anything like that? This would be good last turn. Nah, this is over. Oh, that's a good hand. We have the mana, we have even battle menu on 2 if we want a creature. Because like any damage is so real. But let's see how they curve out and all. Because on the draw, getting a creature, there's a... I mean, maybe we just need to contest what they're doing. And sometimes it gets... sometimes it ambushes like a Heck Dice or Town Greeters. Which then makes the corner better. Okay, double cornered. Interesting. I'm gonna pass. And now we're taking one, but then have to decide. Oh wow, this is really good for us. So I'm still dealing with that for tempo. And then just get rid of the greeter, get rid of the next card, and then it goes from there. These decks, like when they're in this position, the corner bad black mages decks, like they just steamroll. And this position is crazy good for us. Okay, no, they're not hitting land drops, and I think I like... I could hit a land drop, but I think I like the pressure. Even if it comes at the cost of missing land drops. But dealing 4 is better than dealing 3, and this trades well. It's hard to trade with a 4-4. 4 mana, bounce. We can still now crew it with other stuff. Okay, go here. And the beauty is they're always taking damage in the process, whatever we play. And a hit like that is worth 4 pings from a mage. This is just a 4-3. Just a 4-3. Other creatures deal damage. So it's 0 in this case. So simply go here. And I'll even loot. Okay, they had enough. Because we can get a creature to crew and that's more damage. Okay. This hand needs lands, but otherwise we have 3 removal spells into then getting stuff back. So there's a land. Step 1. I think we just deal with it token. We can also deal with the equipment then, but the 1/1 stays. Because like, Fatal Push, like, it's not that easy to trigger in this. We don't need to do it now. It's not that easy to get the discount basically, or deal with bigger stuff. Okay, now we're just trying to get under a mana screw. Okay, and I think we just want to be efficient. So I'm actually just gonna get a Fatal Push back, which is weird, but not that weird. I'm not gonna deal with it. Because again, like these go infinite, so there's no harm of doing that for even for a card that we don't necessarily want back. They go infinite, but they cost mana. There's their land. Funny is just going back and forth into the yard is interesting. I'm gonna use Fatal Push since they see it, I don't know. And then we're just doing that now. Well, now I want the Fatal Push back. I was maybe being too cute with what they see. But to be fair, they need a removal here. Yeah. I mean, even Fatal Push works now. But anything works. This deck really doesn't allow any stumbling, crazy. Which is true for a lot of decks in this format, but we're really steamrolling with these triggers. I thought this would play honestly more controlly out. Because I had these Wizards decks and they looked a little bit more focused, but I don't know. This is just great. I'm surprised, that's why I'm repeating myself. I'm amazed. We're consistent. We're really consistent, so I'm actually going that because I think I want battle menu, especially with another scheme in hand. I want this as a 2/2, and then we have to make a decision. Do we give them a treasure, which is kind of valid, I think. I mean, it's valid to use this even if we skip some damage. I don't want to give them a treasure, but exiling is great. And then likely we don't need 2 removals next turn either way, so double spelling doesn't really matter. Well, got punished a little bit. We're just discarding. Yeah, I'll just discard treachery. Well, that's some awkwardness, but okay. You just do that, like, this is in a way now. Got a pink. No, I just want another cornered back. Well, or not. But that played out pretty well. Another mana screwed opponent. Well, corners are the worst versus Hectites, but they're still completely insane. Because of the pings. I know we're playing up versus a lot of mana screwed opponents today, but I think this deck is just legit. Like, I think this deck wins a lot of these matches either way, so maybe these mana screwed opponents are hurting the content, honestly. I wish they played more Magic. I wish they played more Magic. Probably just another cornered keep a land. I'll go cornered. Okay, they waited. So mono removal. So their deck definitely looks pretty good. I mean, good. They kept a lot of cheap stuff, so that wasn't like a bad keep or anything. Imagine now shuffling in all the goodies. It's fine. Gets them a land. We are out of gas here. We'll play that. It's about getting spells. We would really want like a revelation, or the best draw would maybe be Laughing Mat. As long as they're not gaining life. I want to shuffle now 5 cards. Increases the chances of hitting. I think we do it, of hitting spells, because we're now we're really tight on. We need playables basically, otherwise the game can run away with the game. So let's see if a mana screw beats a mana flood. Also 5 life. Okay, that's a spell. But the density of spells is now pretty good. 70% of our deck is active stuff. And we want to keep a land. We have Laughing Mat. Even though re-equipping now sorta matters, but also doesn't. Okay. I'm trading because it's not about this damage anymore. Okay, that's good. More Laughing Mats. And now I have to decide, do I equip? I would say we don't need to. So bad if I top deck a Laughing Mat. Laughing Mat just wins here. That's why I need that land. But it potentially gets us into another spell. Yep. Still have some time, but these are pretty aggressive. Okay. One more spell. And now we obviously re-equip because we have nothing else to do. I can search for, do we have a land like... I wish we had a town that makes a wizard, or a town that's a spell. There's not many reasons to play lands out here, is there? We need 2 damage. We need 2 damage. So any spell. So any non-land, and we are at 8 lands in the deck and 16 spells. Okay. That's a conservative attack. Maybe too conservative. They need to finish the game. Yikes, life gain. And a land. Not good. Not good. But because they didn't attack last turn, it's not lethal. Wow, okay. That deck is actually legit. Look at that. Three fat chocobos. Or is this the 4th one? This is the 4th one. But they're really playing weirdly. They need to go more aggressive. Let's go. So any spell. I think they gave us too much time, but okay, we are in bronze, so, or I guess in silver. Phew, barely. We barely made it. Oh wait, we have that. Never mind. It wasn't that badly. Okay. That was an insane one. Okay, we're voting probably for the next stipulation. So I'm gonna announce that we have a week left, but I'm gonna try to now look into the content I make on Sundays, which is gonna be more like fun based rather than competitive based. But this was kind of revealing because 0 creatures, literally 0 creatures, virtual creatures though. Thank you so much for watching. This was a blast.